So my name is Ketels. I'm a faculty member at the Harvard Business School and a member of the board of TCI. Competitiveness is really about the foundations that allow an economy to be productive and sustain a high level of prosperity. So one part is about really enabling a large part of your workforce to be part of an active, productive process. So you need to create open labor markets and all of that. The other part is to really ensure that those that are employed so productively. So how can you make sure that what they create, the services or products, really create high value in the minds of their consumers? You know, we are a network organization. We are about creating contacts. And there is so much about learning what to do. Now, I remember when the first conference that I went to, we were very few. We were spread out through the world, and many of us felt that, you know, I'm working on clusters and competitiveness on my own and try to convince others that it's a good idea. The TCI conference was the one place that really brought you together with like-minded spirits. Now I think the situation has changed. Now it's much more about exchange of knowledge, exchange of good experiences, building up connections, business transactions between different clusters. So we've moved to a different level, but the value of the network is still there. And in many ways, I think it has multiplied because we now can provide so much more access to different economies, an interesting field of action. I think as an organization, we kind of need to move to the next level. It's not so much anymore about convincing people that clusters are a good idea. It's about enabling our members, a lot of those working with clusters, to do a better job. And I think there we need to provide tools, we need to access different projects, we need to make sure that we really understand the value that we provide as a network, and I think then we really have a huge opportunity as an organization to make contributions that others can't. I think New Zealand, you know, has an excellent starting position with open markets. You know, I think there are some issues to address, of course, on the fiscal side, but the real challenge now is to really develop a strategy for the economy that moves the potential for productivity growth to a new level. And that will not happen unless you also think about clusters as one important tool. I'm stunned that, you know, on the one hand we hear about plans like Auckland, the 30-year plans, which have a lot of good elements but are somewhat generic in nature. Talk about the entire economy, a lot of things that you want to do, ambitions that other cities have as well. On the other hand, you know, we hear these great examples about thriving clusters from the yachts to the aviation business in New Zealand. You need to connect this. You need to make sure that you make the clusters a driving force of your economy rather than kind of forget about them in the communication and the thinking about where this country will go.